Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Giving It All Away. I'm Rick Gregson and well, I'm giving it all away. Please be sure to like and subscribe and also hit the notify button to be notified as we release new content. That said, let's go into the second part. Crypto and the Russia-Ukraine war. So let's set the stage before Russia invaded Ukraine. Where were we? Well, coming out of 2021, the Motley Fool had made a prediction that the cryptocurrency market will undergo a sizable correction. So we had that looming out there, and I don't disagree. I do think that there will be corrections coming. I just don't know how sizable. I attribute all this to the Bitcoin bubble. We also had the Omicron variant of COVID-19, right? It was in the US and there was still global concern over the unknown impact of this variant. We knew it was more transmissible than the other variants, and no one was knowledgeable yet regarding mortality or potential for long-haul COVID effects. In the US, we had just passed the January timeframe, and of course, we're still sorting out the events from last year. Then, February 24th, Russia begins its acts of aggression against Ukraine. So all that being said, we lead into analysis number 2, which is the impact across the benchmarks we've been looking at. As you'll be able to see, I've included from January through April 18th, but really primarily of interest are going to be the dates March 1st through April 15th because the war started on the tail end of February. So the change in values from March 1st to April 18th, I believe tell the story pretty well. The stock market was impacted while investors sold. The value of gold went up as people bought, implying people were moving away from stocks into more stable forms of value. Bitcoin took a hit, losing approximately $5,600 in value per coin, which is approximately a 12% hit. New crypto investors might panic sell here, but if you're familiar with Bitcoin and its performance historically, it's always shown resiliency. Yeah, there's going to be a hit, but it tends to recover. Let's talk about fundamentals of cryptocurrency. And I wanted to start with a quote. There's a libertarian strand that runs through cryptocurrency, but I think the pushback many people in crypto have is against dragnet surveillance and extrajudicial seizures. We all respect the rule of law and respect the system we're operating under. And that was by Ryan Selkis, who is the CEO of Messari, which is a crypto data and research firm. So cryptocurrency has deep roots in libertarian ideology. It's emphasized by the concept of democratizing finance outside of traditional governmental and bank controls. So what does democratization mean? To me, it implies borderless, no central authority, working in open sight with fair access to all. Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies are decentralized, using a visible ledger and peer-to-peer network. Cryptocurrency could be an alternative for Russian and Ukrainian people to move money into, as opposed to their traditional currencies, becoming a way to hedge or reduce the impact against inflation. Cryptocurrency doesn't go through traditional channels of finance. It's more expedient than traditional bank processing. However, some cryptocurrencies like Ethereum may require additional fees for processing. That's called gas. So a growing concern today might be, could cryptocurrency be used to bypass sanctions? And this was actually posed by Senator Elizabeth Warren as NBC News reported it. So it's doubtful for a few reasons. Crypto-linked crime did hit 14 billion in 2021, and that's as reported by Chainalysis. That makes up approximately 0.15% of all transactions. They're attributing the 14 billion to mostly scammers and ransom attacks. That being said, still leveraging the cryptocurrency environment for evading sanctions is doubtful. Cryptocurrency exchanges in the US and many abroad follow rules for know your customer, anti-money laundering, and countering the financing of terrorism. These rule sets help the exchange to identify and stop bad actors. Most cryptocurrencies use a ledger that's publicly visible on a blockchain. This ledger will include information regarding the sender's wallet and the receiver's wallet. And in most cases today, wallets are hosted on exchanges. So you can actually trace the wallet to the actor. So this allows some insight into who's actually performing the transaction. The last reason it really stands out why the cryptocurrency market couldn't really be leveraged to evade sanctions on a broad scale. The cryptocurrency market is still very young. Its size is approximately $2 trillion. And Bitcoin's market capitalization itself, how much of that $2 trillion, accounts for about 785 billion. It's got a daily trading volume of approximately $26 billion. And that pales in comparison to the $5 trillion trading volume that goes over the SWIFT network, which is the platform for international banking. So let's talk about cryptocurrency and the everyday Russian citizen. So Changpeng Zhao is the CEO of Binance. Binance and Coinbase are the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. Adam Johnson wrote for Stock Investor, and he summarized some comments by Changpeng. And what they said essentially was, Binance does not have the authority to freeze all Russian users' assets. Other major exchanges have also clarified that they would comply with the US and European sanctions, just go no further than the laws require. So let's talk about that. Are all Russians excluded from doing transactions, or is it just the oligarchs and the businesses? Good question. Well, from what I can tell, outside the US, it seems like most of the cryptocurrency exchanges have complied with US and EU sanctions. The sanctions were actually targeted to be applied to the Russian government, the oligarchs, and the businesses. Of course, Russian banks were removed from SWIFT, so that impedes Russia's access to the global financial markets. Ukraine has asked that the cryptocurrency exchanges freeze all Russian accounts. However, most have not. That's not been a mandate. It's not part of the sanctions. So most of the exchanges are stopping at what's required by the governments that they operate under today. To date, what has happened is some 25,000 IP addresses for identified bad actors have been blocked. And the US Treasury Department, in reviewing the situation, has not found any exchange so far for being out of compliance. So in summary, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, said some ordinary Russians are using crypto as a lifeline now. And that's effectively what we're seeing. It's not the government or the oligarchs, it's just the citizens trying to hold on to what they have. Cryptocurrency in the Ukraine today. In 2021, Ukraine ranked 4th globally for crypto adoption, and last September, crypto was legalized. The Ukrainian government began accepting crypto donations on February 26th, 2 days after the war started, and Kuna, which is Ukraine's largest crypto exchange, helped organize those efforts. So crypto allows funding to be donated near instantly, which is much faster than through traditional banking channels. And according to some reports, they've received over 100 million already in donations. Presently, they're accepting over 70 forms of digital assets, and that includes Bitcoin, Tether, Ethereum, and they're also taking in NFT collectibles. What they've done is they are liquidating the less mainstream cryptocurrencies and converting those into US dollars and euros. They are holding on to the mainstream cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they're also holding on to NFT collectibles that they've received. A large part of that logic is the simple fact that they're just less liquid. In the meantime, they have been also creating, minting, and selling Ukrainian-themed NFTs to raise funds. To date, the crypto donations have been used to purchase non-lethal military gear, such as bulletproof vests, night vision goggles, and medical supplies. Of interest, approximately 40% of the suppliers are accepting payments in crypto. So is the Russian-Ukraine war affecting the crypto markets? Well, in short, yes, of course it is. But let's be honest, the Russian-Ukraine war is affecting the crypto market, the overarching digital assets market, which would be the metaverse, right? And all of the traditional markets as well. All of the markets show some impact when sovereign countries go to war, humanitarian crises arise, or a global pandemic comes to pass. So all markets fluctuate, right? All have risk, all are driven by sentiment and global circumstance, and it's not just supply and demand. So we'd like to know, have you gained any insight into the utility of cryptocurrencies or other digital assets? Are you still concerned about cryptocurrencies and the potential for abuse with the Russia-Ukraine war? What's got your attention right now in the space? We're curious about that as well. So please feel welcome to connect with us here on YouTube. We also publish out on Medium, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and we'd like to grow the tribe. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.